You ever stare at your screen, timeline wide open, tools ready, but your brain just says, nope, like your creativity left the building and didn't even leave a note? Yeah, I've been there. I'm a full-time freelance video creative, and trust me, creative block used to totally wreck my flow. But now, I have a simple system that works every time, no matter how stuck I feel. And here's the crazy part. My biggest breakthrough wasn't in a plugin or a fancy trick. It was realizing that less effort, yes, doing less, actually helped me create better work. So let me walk you through how I broke through creative block, how I still deal with it, and how you can do the same without stressing, overthinking, or refreshing Pinterest for the 1,000th time. Let's get into it. Here's something that nobody told me when I started. Sitting longer at your screen doesn't mean you're working harder. For a while, I thought that if I just stared long enough, the ideas would magically show up. Spoiler alert, they didn't. One time I was so blocked on a project, I literally just sat there clicking through layers, not doing anything useful for hours. And out of frustration, I closed my laptop and I went for a short walk around the block. I didn't even bring my phone with me, just me and the sidewalk. And halfway through brushing my teeth that night, boom, the idea hit me. Not at my desk, not while designing, but while brushing my teeth. And that's when I learned your brain needs space to breathe. When you're always in go mode, it's like trying to hear a whisper at a rock concert. But when you step away, suddenly that whisper becomes a shout. Okay, so once your brain has space, what do you feed it? Because here's the thing, scrolling Instagram or TikTok for inspiration sounds helpful, but it's really just noise. It's like trying to drink water from a fire hose. You get soaked, but you're still thirsty. I used to scroll endlessly thinking, well, if I just find the right piece, I'll get inspired. But the more I scrolled, the more I compared myself to everyone else, and the more stuck I felt. Now, I go to quieter places. I don't know, motionographer, old movie title sequences, Bauhaus design books, even vintage cereal boxes. Weird stuff, offbeat stuff, the kind of stuff that makes you go, huh, I never would have thought of that. It's like putting strange ingredients in a blender. Sometimes that weird mix makes the most delicious smoothie. So don't just copy, collect, feed your brain the good stuff, not just the popular stuff. Now, let's say you've gathered ideas, but you still feel stuck at the keyboard. Here's a trick that works every time. Change the medium. If I'm blocked in After Effects, I'll try and sketch something, badly, on paper. If the sketch doesn't help, I'll make weird shapes in clay or even build storyboards with Lego. Yep, I love Lego. It helps to see the motion in a new way. And that's the thing, creativity lives in movement. When you shift how you create, you often unlock new ideas. Now it's like shaking a snow globe. The picture only becomes clear after everything settles. Now here's where things get really interesting. Most people think that creative freedom means having all the tools all the time and no rules. But total freedom, it's like staring at a blank ocean. Where do you even begin? So give yourself a weird challenge. Make a 10-second loop using only circles, only 2 colors, 1 hour, go. This works like weirdly well. Rules give you a direction. You're not frozen by options, you're focused. You need to realize that constraints aren't limits, they're launch pads. They force you to stop overthinking and start doing. So if you're stuck, try this. Limit your shapes or your color palette or give yourself a fake deadline. Sometimes the best ideas come when the clock's ticking and your choices are few. Here's a super underrated move. Talk your problem out loud. Seriously, even if no one's around, even if it's just you and your cat or your plant or your water bottle. One time I was totally stuck on a transition animation. I couldn't figure it out for the life of me. Then I hopped on a call with a designer friend and started rambling. And in the middle of explaining the issue, I said, what if I flip the camera instead of the object? Boom, there it was. Sometimes the solution is already in your head. You just haven't heard yourself say it yet. So yeah, next time you're stuck, narrate your problem, talk to a friend, or even record yourself. The act of explaining clarifies the confusion. There's also a deeper reason we get stuck. Sometimes we forget why we're creating in the first place. It's easy to focus on the timeline or the graphs, the plugins, and lose sight of the story. I remember working on an explainer video that looked slick, but felt empty. And then I reread the script. It was about helping overwhelmed small business owners, and that hit me. Suddenly, I wasn't just making shapes move, I was trying to make someone feel seen. So I slowed down the pacing, softened the motion, and added quiet beats. And the result? Way more powerful. When you reconnect with your why, the how gets easier. Last but not least, not every project needs to be your masterpiece. Seriously, let go of perfection. Sometimes you just need to make anything. I try to do tiny warm-up projects like GIF loops or something with weird easing and goofy characters. They're not perfect, and most of them are just for fun, but those tiny wins build momentum. It's like stretching before a run. You loosen up, you breathe, and then when the big project comes, you're ready. So here's the truth. Creative block isn't a dead end. It's just a red light, a pause. And like every red light, eventually it will turn green. You just need to know how to wait and when to move. So take a step back, feed your brain weird and wonderful things, change tools, use constraints, talk it out, reconnect with the story, and above all, just make something, anything. Because creativity isn't magic, it's momentum. But if you're like I was and think that you're not born creative, then you need to watch this video about creativity. It's going to change the way you see it.